The work is like very reference heavy. I feel like in my statement I say I'm an information obsessed person, which is very much true. So whenever people have asked me to explain the work in the past, I end up going on this like long diatribe about the history of the RCA logo and the painting that inspired it, or you know, Han Dynasty Chinese funerary urns, or yada yada yada. And I just watch everyone's eyes glaze over, so I'm going to try and not do that tonight. It's good to do it and finish that work, but now I'm sort of ready to do something else for a little bit, just because for the past like year I've been so focused on putting things together that will like eventually end up in the show, and that somewhat kind of limits the type of work I could be doing, or like kind of experimenting, which I still was. It was a lot of new stuff, but now I have the opportunity to get a little weirder with it and do some non-ceramic work for the first time in a while, which would be good. I entered the ceramics program here as an English major. I was trying to become a writer, I guess. Writing was what felt like important to me. Words felt important. Their like ability to convey information and how we express ourselves day to day. What I'm doing right now is using language, and something felt so like urgent about that, especially nowadays. But ceramics had this like momentum to it that when I got in the studio, there wasn't like, oh, why am I doing this? So like, I'm making a cup and its purpose is to be a cup, you know? And ceramics itself, process-wise, has momentum. You need to like hit the drawing process right. Like, if you throw a cup, you can't leave it for 4 days out and come back and finish it. You have to show up the next day and trim it, and then show up the day after that and put a handle on it. It's like, kind of forces you to show up. A lot of potters talk about the quality of touch in their work and the soul of a pot. And the way I work is very much about showing process, about showing the maker in your work. Put a lot of work all in one space, like where it has the chance to be kind of in dialogue with itself, whereas usually it gets individual pieces either like on Instagram or in piles on my shelf at the studio, or, you know. I started to investigate ceramics as like historical ceramics and really looking at where all these forms that we make come from. Which is second nature to potters. Everything is based off of something else. People have been doing this for thousands of years. Potters in their practice make thousands of pots, and people speak every day. And both those things, the way they go about it, change with each iteration. A lot of the work is about containing information and what remains after everything's said and done. Is this gonna be like the rolling over the end credits, like the bloopers in Toy Story, while like for the footage of the show?
Who knows?
Who knows? Dude, your credits that are all just like shot by Logan, written by Logan, mastered by Logan, sound design by Logan.
Opening credits.
Thoughts by Wesley.